Hello all, welcome to Lee Kitchen. So, I will be using English, and just to explain to my Cantonese friends, it will in a bit, and then also the rest of the video will be recorded in English. Hope you like this. This is part of the Korean barbecue series. 各位觀眾翻到呢個小李廚房啦，咁頭先解釋就係我會用翻英文去教呢一堂嘅，咁呢個咧就係一個韓式醃呢個牛仔骨，咁大家都中意咧呢個韓式醃呢個牛仔骨燒牛仔骨係好正嘅，處理啲牛肉咧我就自己好多時都唔係好中意出去買嘅，所以咧就自己做一個醃料，咁其實都好簡單嘅啫。咁台面上面見到嘅就係呢個材料啦，呢個奇果嚟㗎。咁跟住落嚟咧，我亦都會繼續會用翻英文去教嘅，因為咧呢個都係一啲加拿大嘅朋友嘅 request，咁會用英文去繼續我嘅影片。So from here on, here we go. Starting with the marinade for the barbecue short ribs. So to show you, this will be the short rib that will be marinating today. It just got defrosted from my freezer, but I need to make the marinade first. So this is where we're gonna go. Now, first of all, 1 cup of sugar. You can adjust this as you like. It is tend to be a little bit of sweetness to this. It's sweeter than your normal salty marinade. And then I got 2 cups of soy sauce. And I will use this kind of sake. Reason for it is because I don't want to use the cooking sake. So cooking sake usually have salt, so it will make your marinade a little bit saltier than this one. So it is up to you at the end of the day, but keep that in mind. I put about half a cup of sake in it. Now, why does everything go in a pot? All I want to do, heat this up, make sure all my sugar is melted, and then I'll come back to the other ingredients. So, coming back to the ingredients, I'm now going to use my cup to measure some sesame oil. Now, those of you who have allergy, you can probably skip the sesame oil, but it's not going to be as flavorful. Sesame oil, I'm going to measure up to 1 cup. Does it matter what kind of sesame oil? Yes and no. You may not taste all that different, but there is definitely a little bit of flavor difference depending on what kind of sesame oil you use. So at this point, I'm just going to put the sesame oil on the side. I don't need to add that in yet into the oil, the sauce, the rest of the sauce yet, because that will get it way too hot, and I don't really want that. Now, for the onion is peeled. It is not your normal whole onion. It is a little bit less. It's about 1/4 less because I use that for the sesame sauce, which is on my other video. Also, for the kiwi, it's been sitting in my fridge for whatever reason, forgot about it, and this actually worked out very well for me. Kiwi will help with the marination, where the meat will become softer. But all I need is basically mush up the kiwi, just like that. I'm going to put this into my bowl. That would be for later. My bowl over there is also for holding all my sauces afterwards. Now, for the onion, you're going to thinly slice, or as I call it, julienne. Hopefully you can see. This is kind of the thickness of it. As you can see, right? So, gonna have all this ready, but keeping it on the cutting board. You do want the onion flavor, and that's why you cut it thin so that the onion flavor will escape into the marinade. Now, going to set this here until my sauces is ready, and we'll be right back. 好啦，大家過嚟睇一睇啦，而家開始滾啊，係捉佢耐咗少少嚇。咁咧喺呢個時候咧，我就會落呢個麻油落去嘅。咁咧麻油落咗去之後咧，就唔需要佢完全滾晒嘅，淨係需要咧佢去到我而家開翻個火。咁咧佢個麻油開始煮咧，咁咧我就 OK 噶啦。咁佢夠即係其實係要佢熱，但係咧就唔要佢滾，因為咧滾起嚟咧真係好危險嘅呢個麻油嘅。咁但係個底嗰啲醬咧其實已經滾好噶啦。咁咧而家就等佢嗰啲餘興剩翻嗰啲熱力，等佢慢慢滾。咁我就拎去另外一邊。好啊，翻到過嚟呢一邊啦，咁咧搞一搞佢。嗱，呢個咧麻油啊、豉油啊、酒啊嗰啲咧都熱晒噶啦。咁喺呢個時候咧就放生嘅洋葱落喺呢度。咁咧搞一搞勻佢。跟住咧拎翻頭先擺咗 Kiwi 嗰個碗，咁啊將呢個汁倒晒落去呢度。咁咧呢個醃料咧搞一搞佢，咁樣等佢啲味出，咁樣咧就完成㗎啦。嗱，醃料就係咁樣啦。等佢攤凍咗之後咧，我哋就可以擺牛肉啦。唔好熱嘅時候擺啊，熱嘅時候擺啊，將啲牛肉真係慢慢咁煮熟咗啊，咁啊真係唔理想啦。咁啊一陣間醃肉嘅時候再同大家傾過。Hello and I am back. So I think I realized that I was speaking Cantonese in the middle of my video, so I apologize. What I was saying, if I believe I missed, there is to heat up the oil, the sesame oil, after the liquid, the soy sauce, the sugar, all been melted, and then just about to come to a boil. Then I pour in the sesame oil, bringing the temperature all back up again, not before it boils, and then adding the onions in, and then putting all the liquid into the bowl with the kiwi. Now I just let it sit with a plastic wrap in the fridge so it can cool down enough that it won't cook my beef. So preferably this is something that you can make maybe a day in advance, but this is at room temperature. It will be okay. What I'm going to do now is actually going to strain out the liquid and then going to pour that liquid into my beef. So here we are, we're ready. Now with this much onion in here, you can actually use it. I usually like to save it for stir fry or something like that, but I would have to look for that kiwi, and maybe I don't even have to, but I can just keep that in there and for future stir fry or make a sweet onion sauce out of it. And very simply, this marinade is ready, and you can reuse it about 2 to 3 times, and the timing would be the same on marination, but because that's all depends on how thick the meat is. Normally, or when I was working with this recipe before, I have my beef cut about half the size. So if you can see my thumb from the top to my thumb, usually it's half the size. That takes about or even smaller like that, that would take about an hour and a half. So this one, I'm gonna let it marinate for at least 3 hours. So you can kind of roughly see how thick it is. This is about 1 finger thickness. Okay, maybe about just about half an inch. So, or less. So I'm just gonna pour this in. Very important that you make sure all of the meat is in contact with the marinade. And this one, I'm just gonna pour it all the way, all of them in, so I have enough liquid for everything. And you don't really want the onions in there because it will become very difficult for you for cooking, because when we cook there will be definitely a lot of oil going in there, and also if you have to look for all of the onion as well, it will be very difficult at the time when you cook. So that's why I have to strain out all of those things. Just gonna work it a little bit. I don't have to massage it, but I have to make sure the liquid go in between each slices of meat so it get all the flavor. And that's it. That's it for now. We'll come back in 3 hours when we start cooking. Hello everybody. 3 hours later, we are back. So right now, what I have ready here is the beef short ribs. So marinated for about 3 hours. I have actually taken it out of the plastic bag, and you can see that the color have changed and have taken on a lot of flavor and smell very nice. Like I said, I can save the juices and on the marinade for another round or two. You can always use this marinade to marinate other meats, but I would suggest if you marinate beef, keep it marinating beef. And if you want to marinate chicken, then do not marinate anything else other than chicken because the potential cross contamination. So just have to keep that in mind. Right now, I'm just heating up my pans and I'm going to get it ready so we can start cooking these ribs. I'm just going to pan sear them. If you want to barbecue, I will push out another video maybe next week and when we do our Korean barbecue. Alright, so I do have my pan heated up here, so I do have to turn on my fan very soon here. But you do want your pan nice and hot with a little bit of oil on there, and you want to give the beef a nice seared. Now you can see that a plastic tray do have a little area that it will drain off some of the sauces so that it won't be so greasy when you are pan searing it. Keep in mind, when you're cooking the beef, you do want a nice color on one, at least on the side. This one will be cooking to about medium-ish or medium rare. That would be the temperature for the beef, but also this can be eat a little bit more rare as well. And because of the marinade, it will get burned very easily if you do it on a barbecue. So some option with this, outside of cooking it on just a pan, you can definitely cook it like Korean barbecue, like you do at home, or you can put it on an open flame grill, or even if you want to do a barbecue, Hong Kong style barbecue, you can definitely do it. So some options there. We will let you see it when this is all done. 各位觀眾，好快手其實呢個 sorry, I'm back. So here we are. Look at the beautiful color of these beef. So what you do want to do, sometimes you allow the meat to caramelize and also allow that sugar and soy sauce to caramelize. This is actually still more on the medium rare side, because what I'm going to do, let's open one up. Medium rare, see, still a little bit more wear. You can see the meat is still nice and juicy here, because the reason why I leave it like this is because I'm not quite ready to eat yet. I will be eating very soon, but just want to show everybody this is actually done very quickly. Make sure you do turn down the heat a little bit, because the sugar from our marinade and the sesame oil that are escaping from there is definitely turning my pan very dark. So keep that in mind. Do it on a high heat, and then give it a nice sear, and then turn the temperature low. Turn the heat down a little bit to a medium-ish, and then you can continue to sear to the doneness that you want. So hope you enjoy this. To actually finish it up, you can definitely have some sesame seeds. I'm not quite done with it yet, so we'll be talking to you guys soon. Hope you enjoy.